Hi, Pastor Dustin from Messiah Lutheran Church in Schenectady, New York, here with my first thoughts on the text for the week of, what's the Sunday going to be? April 26th, the fourth Sunday in Easter 2015. And so the text I'm going to be preaching on this Sunday is the gospel text. I had been doing the Acts texts last couple weeks of Easter. But I wanted to switch to the gospel text for once because I think it's sort of one of those iconic images that we almost don't even think about anymore. We hear so often, and that is the idea of Jesus as the good shepherd. I'm sure you've heard it before. It's from John 10:11 to 18. That's St. John 10:11 to 18. And let's see here. Let's just read a little bit of that, the pertinent piece. Actually, it's just kind of short, so I'll read the whole thing, unlike usually. So Jesus is actually responding to some Pharisees who are critiquing him, and he says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The hired hand, who is not the shepherd and does not own the sheep, sees the wolf coming in, leaves the sheep and runs away, and the wolf snatches them and scatters them. The hired hand runs away because the hired hand does not care for the sheep. I am the good shepherd. I know my own, and my own know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. And I lay down my life for the sheep, but I have other sheep that do not belong to the fold. I must bring them also, and they will listen to my voice, so there will be one flock, one shepherd. For this reason the Father loves me, because I lay down my life in order to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down on my own accord. I have power to lay it down, and I have power to take it up again. I have received this command from my Father. Well, a lot of people know that text or something, roughly have an idea of it. It's a really popular image. It's actually probably, I think one of the earliest artistic depictions we have of Jesus. It's not Jesus as the cross or Jesus as a baby, but Jesus as the good shepherd, actually. So it's obviously a really important image for Christianity. And there's a lot going on here. I think the last few weeks we've really been talking about at Messiah about expanding an idea of what your kind of typical Christian looks like, about kind of all the ways we're called to reach out to folks that maybe haven't felt as welcome in the church in recent years. And so there's a little bit more about that here, I think. All this talk about there's other sheep who belong to a different fold, but they will become one flock, and Jesus is one shepherd for everyone. So that's a really powerful point. But I kind of almost want to, I want to sort of switch gears a little bit this Sunday and start talking a little bit less about what Jesus' flock looks like, although that'll still be a bit of what's going on, and more focus on what Jesus as the Good Shepherd looks like. So, I think because of Bible verses like this and sort of, when, the bishops come and they have their big fancy, crook, shepherd thing and kind of look like Loki from the Avengers or whatever. We sort of have this idea of the shepherd as this kind of majestic dude who's alone on the beautiful plains and caring for his sheep and all that sort of stuff. But I need to do some more research on this. But in my initial research on Wikipedia, I don't know much about shepherds at all. I've never really lived in a place where sheep kind of just hang out. Here in the super urban East Coast. But so I Wikipedia'd the word shepherd, and it's interesting. So as it turns out, at least according to that, shepherds aren't really all that kind of majestic, romanticized sort of things at all, or people at all. So at least throughout a lot of history, shepherds were kind of looked down upon as sort of the dejected, the lonely ones, maybe the member of the family who couldn't get along with wider society and therefore was out alone, in the wilderness, sort of tending the sheep. I almost got the sense of reading the Wikipedia article on a shepherd, is that they almost sort of fit the role of I don't know what sort of an equivalent position today, maybe like the long distance big rig truck driver or that sort of thing, someone that's always out on the road and kind of in need of connection and that sort of thing. Um, so my question for the week is this: is what is if Jesus is the good shepherd, as Jesus says he is, but shepherds aren't sort of these big majestic kind of romanticized folks, but rather sort of these dejected folks, these lonely people, these folks in need of connection. How does that change our image of who Jesus is and the sort of shepherd that Jesus is? Just because he's one of the good ones doesn't mean Jesus, in a sense, might not be that dejected, that person that's suffering, and that image of someone in need of connection either. So, yeah, what is that sort of idea? And I'm going to follow up more than just looking at the Wikipedia article about whether or not this is what the deal with shepherds really is. But my question is, if that is sort of who a shepherd is, the dejected, lonely person, that sort of thing, how does that change our image of who Jesus is? That's my question for the week, the thing I'll be pondering about as we approach this Sunday. I invite you to join us at Messiah Lutheran Church here in Schenectady, New York, to help us be part of the conversation that's going to explore that question this Sunday. We have worship at 10:15 a.m., Sunday school's at 9 a.m., and yeah, please join us. Thanks so much. God bless, and have a great week.